When truly exploring education, we look closely at Louis Menand, a well-known essayist, with a popular article titled Live and Learn, which was published in the New York Times. In this article, he describes what he believes to be the three theories of education. Theory 1. His first theory is that college is a 4-year-long IQ test, and the students who fall under the Theory 1 category typically only care about the grades they receive in the class rather than what they can learn from it. Theory 2. His second theory describes students who go to college simply to learn. Students who align with this theory will typically take a variety of classes, have a more social and experimental education. Theory 3. Menand's third theory is that the idea of college is simply a job training. Theory 3 students go to college with a specific career in mind and typically don't want to take classes outside of their major and are closed-minded to learning new subjects.
Theory 1 of Menand's Live and Learn is meritocratic. I interviewed Harley Ferreira, who is a criminal justice major who fits in with this theory. Harley states, I need to maintain a high GPA so I can keep my scholarship. I take advanced classes with some easy classes to keep my GPA where I want. College is essentially a 4-year intelligence test. Students have to demonstrate their ability to learn across a range of subjects. If they are sloppy or incapable, no matter how smart they might be in IQ sense, those negatives will be picked up in their grades. College sorts people according to their aptitude. It separates math types from poetry types. At the end, graduates get a score, the GPA, that professional schools and employers can trust as a measure of intellectual capacity and a productive potential. It is important in their theory that everyone more or less takes the same tests.
Louis Menand basically says that any student who falls in category of theory number 2, they will most likely care about what they truly learn in their education. In other words, they care a lot more about what they learn rather than their own grades. In my interview with Ryan Rankin, a 5th-year senior whose majors in business administration, mentioned that attending college can help expand experiences and to learn to gain an open mind. What that tells me is that he definitely enjoys learning new concepts in lectures in class, and he would most likely be considered a Theory 2 person. Louis Menand says, education is about personal and intellectual growth, not about winning some race to the top.
In Menand's third theory, going to college is primarily for getting a job. Menand states, be taught what they need in order to enter a vocation, saying that students just need to be taught things that will steer them in the direction of a job. Wyatt Reeves, a student at BSU, falls under the theory. He states, the degree that I am in, which is construction management, is something that I was already super interested in before college, and knew that I could set myself up for a good career by going to college.
Paulo Freire was a Brazilian educator and philosopher. He wrote The Pedagogy of the Oppressed, and in this article he introduces his two teaching methods, the banking concept and the problem-posing concept. Freire talks about two different teaching concepts, one being called the banking concept. The banking concept is described as education being deposited. The students are the depositories and the teacher is the depositor. The teacher is the one with all of the knowledge and they are giving it to the students. I interviewed BSU senior Brian Bixler. His major is computer science and he complains that his computer science classes are strictly lectures with no interaction between the student and the teacher. He is expected to sit through a lecture and retain 100% of the information and then apply it to his weekly projects. Brian suggests that if his classes were more interactive and had more activities or group work, he would be more likely to learn more. This means that Brian does not learn best in the banking concept, he is more interested in problem posing.
Freire constantly emphasizes the importance of the problem-posing method. The problem-posing method, as described by Paulo Freire, is when teachers teach through acts of cognition, not transfers of information. This means that the problem-posing method will involve interactive work with teachers and students, and will provide a student with a deeper and more retainable understanding of what they are learning. In my interview with Michaela Remley, a transfer student from Oregon State University who's in the nursing program here at Boise State, explained why it is so important. Michaela states that in the nursing program, we don't just go to lectures and take tests. We work in groups, we go to hospitals, we have hands-on activities and trainings that actually prepares us for the nursing field. This perfectly aligns with the problem-posing method. By actually having hands-on experiences and not just a lecture with large exams, Michaela, unlike Brian, is having a problem-posing education which will benefit her greatly in her career. In conclusion, there is a plethora of students here at Boise State who are each here with a different set of intentions, yet each still want to reach the same goal of graduating from Boise State University. These students will all have different experiences in their education here. whether it be through the teaching methods of their professors or the courses they decide to take based on which theory they align most with. Each student is unique, and each student is seeking to further themselves in their life.